Hello, welcome. I'm just going to wait for a few more people. Gary, I spoke to several farmers from Scotland this morning and they were all saying how wonderful the weather is. I'm extremely jealous as it is very dry down here, and yet they are saying they have warm and wet at the moment. Is that the same for you?
There's always a degree of wet here. Yes, it rained quite a lot over the weekend, you see. So yeah, now it's going to be 26 potentially.
Wow.
Week. I know, it's pretty much unheard of in Scotland, 26, so it's tropical. And when it's like that, it's absolutely beautiful. It's stunning up here.
And I feel like I have absolutely no right to complain about how dry it is when Rachel is in Norfolk and Suffolk, which is sort of, I imagine, much drier. Am I right, Rachel?
Yeah, we've already made all the hay. Even my grass in the garden's dying off.
Well, I know that we need some rain for the grass to carry on growing. So we're just going to wait a few more minutes, guys, a few more people to join, and then we're going to kick off. We're going to be about sort of 25 minutes, half an hour, talking all about our new feature, which is the medicine cabinet, which we're really excited about. So hang on, don't worry, we're going to kick off soon. If you haven't already, download the app, get your free Breedr accounts at www.breedr.co, and you can walk along with us. Right, well, it's 3 o'clock, so we're gonna kick off now. This is being recorded, don't worry. So if you have to drop out, we'll send you around a link and you'll be able to view online. Welcome. So if you don't already know what Breedr is the free mobile app, and we believe at Breedr that that our mission is to simplify livestock farming. Helping you to produce and market more profitable animals with higher welfare and less waste. And that's what we at Breedr, the team, all believe, that we're here to help you, the farmer. And I myself am a farmer. My name's James. I'm a farmer in West Sussex. We've got a beef and sheep. So I know on a personal level as well how difficult it all is and how we need to help. So I'm joined today by our wonderful customer success team. We've got Rachel and Gabby, who are here to answer your questions. So if you've got any questions, do type in the chat, do ask in the question box, and Gabby and Rachel stop me as we go through, and I will answer them. So what we're going to cover today? Well, today we're going to talk about our brand new feature, and it's something we've been working on for a while. It's something that I'm really excited about because I've been able to use it for the last couple of weeks, which is our new medicine cabinet. So if you don't know already, in Breedr we have a mobile app, and this works on your Android and your iOS. And in that, you're able to manage your medicine cabinets and then log that against animals. And I'm going to show you some screen recordings of that feature, it working exactly like that. But before you do that, and you're brand new to Breedr, we're going to tell you about a couple of quick things. So first of all, how do you add animals to your account? Well, you need to have your BCMS farm software username and password. Now, this is different from your government gateway ID. And we've got a new agreement with BCMS where we can request these on your behalf, and then BCMS will send this out to you. It takes a couple of weeks for them to send it to you, but it's much better than sitting on the phone. So if you are brand new to Breedr and you haven't already synced your BCMS, drop an email to support@breedr.co, and Rachel and Gabby will request that on your behalf. And when you've synced your BCMS, we're going to send you a hat, which is a Breedr hat. So I wear my Breedr hat down on the farm all the time at the moment. This is what your Breedr hat looks like, and it's got on the back, backed by Breedr, because at Breedr we back British farmers. So when you sync to BCMS, we'll send you a hat to say welcome to the network. So with your Breedr app in your pocket, you've got real-time herd management. So that means everyone in your team, everyone in the office, updates in real time information about your farm as you go through and use the app. So As I've got open on my screen here, as you can see, this is the Breedr dashboard. This is what you have online, and we can see at a glance how many animals there are on my farm, then what groups they're in, and roughly sort of what their weights are doing. So all of this is available to all your users on your farm. So if you've got multiple users, you can have unlimited number of users, unlimited number of animals, and if you have multiple farms, we can also help you manage all those farms. So we're going to talk about our medicine cabinet. So the medicine cabinet can be found in two places. It's in your mobile app. So if you open your mobile app now, if you've got it in front of you, you can see medicines. And we also have the medicine cabinet on our web app as well. So we can see here that I've added 2 medicines to my medicine cabinet. And then I am able to then show you on the screen here how you add a medicine. So this is the first stage of adding a medicine. And why do we add medicines? Well, we add them for 2 reasons. First reason is that we need to be able to know what medicines we have available, so we can add these to animals when they require treatment. But also we need to keep a record, a legal record. I have to keep a legal record for any inspections, but also for my red tractor, I've got to be able to tell them what medicines I have. So we'll talk about that in a bit, and I've got some examples of some reports that we give you to be able to show any inspections that fulfill all of those requirements. So how we add a medicine is we do it on the mobile app. We open the medicines tab, which is down at the bottom, click on the gold button, then the camera, and then we can get close to the QR code. Now, you might have missed that. So on every bottle, or most boxes or bottles, there is a little QR code or a 2D barcode, and we can scan most of those, and then that will automatically fill in all the information that's required into the medicine cabinet. So click on the gold button, camera icon, and then you can scan the 2D barcode, and it will add all the information to your records. So we can see here it's added the pack size. I can then say, well, I bought 3 bottles of this exact same batch. Make sure that if you are doing more than 1 bottle, it is the same batch. And then if I'm adding a bottle that's already partially used, I can change the volume. So if you've just started using the medicine cabinet, you might need to say, well, this bottle's 80 millilitres rather than sort of a whole bottle. The date I've purchased it as well, I can add in, and it automatically takes the batch number. And then I myself will write in that I bought this bottle from West Point, which is required for your regulatory record. And I can also write in the cost. And writing in the cost is really important because as we start generating more and more information in Breedr, we can help you start look at your cost of production. So although it's not required for a regulatory thing, adding cost is really important, and particularly with some of the more expensive drugs like Draxin, it's really good to add the cost in, because then you can go back and review once the animal's gone, either as a store or as to the abattoir. You can review your cost of production per kilo, which is really useful information. So once we filled all that information in, it's a case of hitting add medicine, and we can click on it and we can look at a bit more information about it. This is an activity feed, and this will update as we go through. So as we use this, we can update about it, and we can click on the we can click on the little information icon here, and this will open up a page about the batch. So we can see the GTIN number, which is its global inventory number, and then we can see its expiry date and the date I purchased it. So if you've got lots of medicines, this is really useful. Now, we all have accidents on the farm. I've dropped a bottle of Crovec before, brand new bottle of Crovec, went all over the floor, absolute disaster. But it's really important we log those disposals as well. So if you have an amount remaining, it might be you've got 5 mil and you've left it out in the sun and you want to get rid of it, you can just click on the bin button, and then you can add a disposal, and that will update our records that we've disposed of that medicine. That's really important for stock keeping as well, so that you don't think you've got 50 mils left when actually you've got none. So it's important that if you've got multiple farm staff, you talk to them about the importance of good sort of data, for lack of a better word, data hygiene, making sure that you clear off any disposals and mark any sort of any wastage.
Jay,
Also good to know who is doing the wastage. Hello.
we've got a question.
Gabby.
So we've got a question about withdrawal. Does the withdrawal information bring through? So once you've added your medication, where can we see withdrawal for that animal? Where can we see the withdrawal data?
So it's a couple of things, and we'll come into it in just a moment, about how we log a medicine on an animal. Now, withdrawal is really complicated. It's not just as simple as logging it onto an animal and pulling it across from the medicine. So what we say is that every bottle has specific information about withdrawal, and when you log the medicine on the animal, you need to write that down, because it might be, for example, that you're logging it onto a dairy animal rather than a beef animal, or that there is you're using two medicines at the same time, and then that has implications on the withdrawal time. So we can't take across the withdrawal from the medicine, but what you can do is log the withdrawal, and I'm going to show you how we do that right now. So there are a couple of different ways you can log medicines onto an animal in Breedr, and I'm going to talk about those 3 ways. So the first way is we can log it on an individual animal. So here we have my animal list. These are all the animals I have on my farm. I can click on an individual animal record, and then here I can see information about the animal. I can see its daily life again. As you can see, this animal's not doing very well. Since I last weighed it, it's losing 4.5 kilos a day. That's pretty serious. So then I'm going to log an activity. I'm going to click vet med, and then there are 2 options here. There's administer medicine. So this is what's in my medicine cabinet, so as I've already saved. But if I've been given an off-brand drug, or your own drug that not your drug, but your own sort of herbal remedy, and you want to log that as well, you can write that into generic vet medicine. But in this case, we're clicking administer medicine, and we can then select the 2 drugs that we have got in our medicine cabinet. We can see here it's taken the batch number through. It can show me how much I've got left of the drug, and I enter the dose, and then the withdrawal days in this case is populated, but for not all of them it will. So for some of them it populates, but for not all of them it will. We then write in the dosage, and then it's really important we write down the reason, and I'll show you why in a little bit, about why it's important we write down reasons, and to train again your team on writing down the same reasons. So for example, if we're a calf rearer, we want to know which batches of animals are having similar problems. So it might be that in your team you don't all know how to spell pneumonia, so, or respiratory, so you might want to write down lung problem or breathing problem, because we'll be able to help you build up a picture based on this reason for the number of animals you're having to log, and then that's really helpful for you when you start looking at changing your management practice, or looking at how you might need to change the barn. It might be that the barn's hasn't got enough airflow, or a small team of people that you just maybe write down 5 sort of regular issues, like lameness or abscess, physical cuts, and so you all just write down the same thing. That really helps in the reporting, and I'll show you why in a minute. So that then logs onto the animal. We can see here, we go back to the animal records, and we can see that it's instantly updated the withdrawal. So that's this little icon here. So then everyone on the farm knows that animal's in withdrawal. It updates the activity feed with the medicine. And I can also then look at it on the web app as well. So if I show you what that looks like, I've got an animal here that I treated myself the other day. Whoops, I go back. We can see here it says withdrawal ends, and then it has the date when that withdrawal is done. But if I've got lots of animals, I can go filter withdrawal yes or no, and then we can see that it's in withdrawal, and then I know that that animal can't be sent, that there might be an issue around it, and that's really helpful for me as a farm manager to be able to see sort of what's going on my farm. It's a good indicator for sort of the animals that are worth keeping an eye on. So that's one way you can add your a medicine to an individual animal, and that's useful when you're just dosing one. But it might be that you have just foot bath load, or you have just run them through the race really quickly, and you've added just some fly spray. So we want to add, like, on a group level, what medicine they've had. So we open up the groups tab on our mobile app. So we go animals, groups. I select a group of animals. I can then click this pencil icon, and then it will allow me to select all. So I'm going to click select all. And we do exactly the same thing we did earlier, which is manage activity, and then we're going to click administer medicine. And then this is important. We could log them one by one. So if we're doing different doses, or if some animals haven't got the drug, we can do one by one, or we can do a log for all. And in this case, I'm going to do log for all. So that gives the same information on medicines across all of the animals, and then I can, here I've got black leg, and there's no withdrawal for black leg, and then I can write in the dosage, which is 5 ml, and then this is a routine treatment I do every year, so it's just a case of writing in routine, and it will save it, and then it saves that across all the animals. They've all got the same information, and then it'll also update my inventory as well. So it updates the inventory of updates my medicine cabinet, so I can show that I've used the majority of the bottle of blackleg, and that means then I know I need to buy some more. And at £8.50, blackleg is particularly expensive. So we've got some questions, Gabby, I can see. Should we answer some questions?
Yeah. So the first new question is, can you see when the animal will be out of withdrawal? So the opposite of when it's in withdrawal, can we yep. easily see when it's out of withdrawal?
So there are two ways of doing that. We can come onto the web app, and then we can hover over the withdrawal ends, icon, and then it will show us when the withdrawal ends. In this case, it ends on the 25th of June. I can also do that on the mobile app, exactly the same. So if I show you an animal records, we can see here, if I was to tap on this icon here, it would then pop up with the same thing, and it would say withdrawal ends on the on whatever day that it does end. So that's how you do that. And there's another question as well, Gabby, I think.
Yes, our next question is, can you add just a daily dose or a course over multiple days?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So now this is a brand new feature for us, and we've just introduced this, but one of the things we do want to do is allow you to set up a course over a couple of days, and so that's definitely something we're looking at. So actually, it'd be really good if you've got any ideas around how we can do courses over multiple days, how that might work if you've got a team of people, what happens if someone misses a day, that sort of thing. That'd be really good. If you could email me, my email is james@breedr.co. I would be really interested in having a chat with you and coming up with some ideas around how that might work. So that's definitely something we want to do. But at the moment, you have to go in and log each day. So yeah, but that's definitely something we want to look at. So please do get in touch. In fact, actually, that goes for anyone. If anyone's got any ideas about how we improve Breedr, how we improve the medicine cabinet, please do drop me an email, because it's really valuable feedback. So then there's a third way that we can add information into, medicines onto an animal, and that's in our crush mode. And if you don't already know what our crush mode is, I'm going to actually just play you a really quick video about what crush mode is. It is my voice, so it won't change that much, but I'm just going to play this video. We'll start from the beginning again. The weighing has never been easier. We've got our farm weigh head here. We've got our mobile phone, Android or iOS. We can go to the Bluetooth menu, select the easy way, and once we've done that, we just open the Breedr app, and we click on Bluetooth connections, we select the easy way, it's connected, we launch a weigh session. What will happen is, as the animal steps in, the weigh head will look for a steady weight. Once it has that, it's send it straight over to Breedr, and then we're able to then search the ID for the animal. If they had an EID tag, we could scan the EID tag and it will populate the record, or we could search for a visual ID or passport number as well. So I should say this is all available in the app today. Crush mode has been around since December, and I know some of the farmers who are actually watching at the moment use it, and it's a really useful tool. I use it myself. So that's crush mode, and crush mode links with various weigh heads. And I explained how it worked there. But when we're in crush mode, one of the things we can do we'll fire up crush mode here. So we go begin crush mode, and we add, click weigh on draft. We can add multiple draftings, that sort of thing. I'm going to type in a weight here. So manually, I haven't connected up to a weigh head. And once I've typed that in, I can then click on the waiting for scan part. And that means I could either be scanning an EID, or I could be searching. And in this case, I'm just going to search. I've now found an animal. So as you can see, this animal's doing quite well. It's doing 1.87 kilos a day. It's been on my farm for 660 days, so that's not so great. But this is sort of the information that you can see in crush mode. So I'm going to click on the golden button at the bottom, so I'm going to administer a treatment. And there are various options available for me to log. I click on vet med, and then administer medicine exactly the same, and go through the same process of selecting the medicine that I'm giving. Giving some amoxicillin, shows me how much I've got left. And then I'm typing in the dosage. And then in the reasons field, like I said, you could type in absolutely anything here. But it's really important that you and your team decide on a few different sort of key issues and you use those as their defining terms. So in this case, I'm writing unwell. And then I've come to the end of the crush mode now. I might have weighed 100 animals, might have just done one. But we're going to save that, and then we'll be able to look at the animal record and see that it's updated instantly. And this will be the same for the entire team as well. They're all able to see exactly the same time, what the animals are, what's going with the animals. And here I'll show you. You can click on the withdrawal thing, withdrawal icon, and it shows you the date of withdrawal. So there are a couple of really common pitfalls when using the medicine cabinet that we found, and I just want to highlight those for you. So although you can scan the barcode in the top of every bottle, if the quality is not good on the printing, you won't be able to, but you are able to then manually type in the batch number and the withdrawal date. So most icons will scan, but for some reason they might have got a little bit damp or scruffed in the boot of the car as you've driven over from the vets. So it's really important to just recognise that sometimes you have to type it in. If you've got an older camera or poor lighting, you'll have the same issue. But like I said, you're able just to type it in, and you don't have to type in the full name. You start typing in Annamycin, and it will detect which Annamycin it is, and then you can just click on it and then fill in the batch details. So we've tried to make that as easy as possible. And the other thing as well, when you're on your medicine cabinet, if you've got multiple users and they're all using it at the same time, maybe you're in the office and you've got the box, but your worker's down on the farm at the crush side, they just need to pull down and refresh the medicine cabinet. So that's another neat little trick. Somebody's asked a question, which is there any way of identifying an animal, who has treated the animal and the temperature of the animal? So yes, you can log the temperature as a note. So if I show you how to log a note, I'm going to show you, this is actually a heat observed note. So we click on the animal, or search the animal, click on it, and if we click here, the plus button, and we go log activity notes, we could type in here the temperature. So you could type in, 30C or 35C runny nose. So that then updates the animal record with that information. And then the other thing as well is it does show you who has treated the animal. So if I show you what that report looks like, so we go here, this is online, and we go medicine book. 1 second, it's just going to load up. We can see here who the user is who has logged this. So this is my farm, so we can see here that I'm the user. But if there were multiple users on this farm, it would say, Gabby or Rachel has logged this medicine. So I hope that answers your question. I think one of the things that's just been highlighted earlier in the call was the idea of a daily course. I think actually temperature and being able to log temperature alongside a medicine usage is really important, particularly because it might be that the calf is not looking better, but actually when you take its temperature, it is doing much better than it was 2 days ago. So you don't then want to waste, another course of Draxin if that animal is on the road to recovery. Or it might be the opposite. Actually, it looks much better, but its temperature is still up, so it is worth dosing. So definitely something we want to look into. At the moment, I'd log a note, and then you can see who's logged it here as well. So yeah, let's talk about, we're in our regulatory reports now, and these are a big driver for what we want you to do. We want to make record keeping and the regulatory side of farming as easy as possible. We want to get you out in the field or in the barn doing the work that you know, it adds value to you, and that's why we at Breedr back you 100%. So here's my medicine book. This is a list of the passport numbers. This is in the format of Red Tractor. So if you are a Red Tractor assured farm and you show this to an inspector, this is in the correct format. You can download this report as well. So there are 3 dots in the corner here, and we can go download as an image. So we can just download it as a flat image. We could download it as a PDF file if we were going to stick it onto an email. But you can also download it as an Excel file. You can also show this to the Red Tractor inspector when they come on the farm. I know they're doing virtual audits at the moment, so you could share your screen with them, or hold your camera up and show it to them. But this gives me my regulatory record. We can see the medicine name, the batch number, and if the ministry came and needed to do a recall or something, it'd be really easy to find which animals had what. The other part of that as well is then the medicine record, which is a list of all the medicines that I bought on my farm, and the disposal log as well of all those medicines. So that's really easy. If you ever have a problem with a report, sometimes you just need to refresh. The reports sometimes just require a little bit extra time to just refresh them if you ever have an issue. So here we can see that in my medicine cabinet, I have Animycin. I can see the expiry dates, who I bought it from, what the quantity was if I bought multiple bottles at the same time, and the amount in each bottle, and then the cost as well. And like I said, as we introduce more and more features in Breedr, adding the cost is a really useful thing to do. Also tells me how much I've got left, which is a very useful thing, because at let's say you're a farm manager and you've got multiple workers. You're heading out to Mole Valley, you're heading to the vet, so you could have a really quick look at what's running out and then make a decision about what you need to buy. Or if you've got multiple medicine cabinets spread around a very large farm, or multiple holdings, and you're going over to holding B and you just want to check what they've got, whether or not you need to bring someone with you, you can use this report as well. So this is just on your on the web. It's not available on mobile, but you have got that medicine cabinet view on mobile as well, which does a very similar thing. You just can't print it off. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, I think I have already. This is completely free. So our medicine cabinet, our crush mode is completely free to every British beef farmer. And that's because we want to make you as successful as we can. In Breedr, we have opportunities to trade livestock as well, so you can sell direct to processor in the Breedr app. And the more information you have, the more weight information, the more, so for example, breeding information, so name, sire, and the more medicine information, the more information you have available when you come to sell that animal, the more valuable it is. So we give you this free app. We hope that it's useful for you. And then ultimately, we hope that one day you might come trade in Breedr. But if you never do, that's completely fine. We want your feedback and to make you as successful as possible. So that is our medicine cabinet feature. So I just want to give everyone an opportunity to ask some questions. We've spent a long time working on this, and we really want to hear some feedback as well. So if anybody's got any questions, do ask in the chat. Question and answers as well, and send us your ideas. And we're gonna hang around for a minute, and we might look at a few more regulatory reports. But that's sort of the whistle-stop tour into medicine cabinet. So if you need me to repeat anything now, do ask, and I'm really happy to play the videos again. And I can even get the app up on my computer as well, and we can look at it. So if anyone's got any questions, do ask. I'm just gonna have some water. Gabby, so if you want to make
James, while everyone's thinking about any questions that they might want to ask, I just want to let everybody know that if they need any help with getting started on Breedr, they can contact the support team, and they can do that when logged into the app using the help button on the dashboard page on the mobile, or also the help icon when logged into the web app. We'll be here to answer any questions and support you to get started. If you've got any data that you'd like us to upload, we can do that for you as well. So any questions, or if you prefer to contact us by email, you can contact us at support@breedr.co.
You can indeed, Gabby, and I find you to be very responsive to phone calls, and Rachel as well. So, I'm going to run through this really quickly. So, so here we have my phone. I'm mirroring my phone straight to the computer. Clicking on medicine cabinet, click on the gold button, and then I'll click on the camera, and you can all see my desk and how dirty it is. And then we scan that. You might need to get a bit close, and we can see here it's filled it in. This is all the information that's connected to that bottle, and then we could type in the supplier. I've already added this to my cabinet. Once again, you can look at the historic information about what do you call this? A medicine. So we can look at the activity of where it's been used. And then we can also dispose of it. If actually, I have actually disposed of this bottle, so why don't we dispose of it? I disposed of 15 mils, and the route of the disposal was I destroyed it myself. So log the disposal, and then we can see here that's gone, successfully disposed of. And then once again, I'll just show you really quickly how we can log that against an animal record. So with this, like I said, 3 different ways. We can do it as an individual animal level, or then as a group, or in our crush mode. I'll show you really quickly in our individual. So click on the animal record. You can see here it's already within Breedr, and then I can click log activity, vet med, administer medicine, and then select the select the medicine I want to use. And if I had multiple batches of that same medicine, I could then choose the bottle that I had in my hand. So that is it. That is our brand new medicine cabinet feature. The other thing to talk about is that we're doing a webinar next week with our partners at TrueTest. So at Breedr, we connect with various bits of TrueTest equipment, and we are partnering them next week to do a webinar all about getting started with weighing. So if you're not regularly weighing already, or if you are and you want to start using Breedr, we're doing a webinar all about tips and tricks, why you should weigh, and then what information that you can generate from regularly weighing. And for everyone who registers, you're entering into the chance of winning a TrueTest S3. So this is a TrueTest new weigh head. So if you sign up to the webinar, you'll enter into a chance to win one of these. And I've got one of these, and I think they're fantastic. So it's definitely worth signing up for that alone. But also, you'll have me next week and special guest Alison Fergus, all talking about how easy it is to get started with weighing. So if we don't have any questions, I think we're going to call time there. This will be available on our YouTube channel. Like Rachel and Gabby have said, if you have any questions, do give them a call. The phone number is on the website. You can drop them an email at support@breedr.co, and then also you can contact them through the chat on the web app, and then your mobile phone as well. If you have any ideas about how we can improve medicine cabinet, I really like the idea of having a plan or a regular dosing, and the ability to log temperature. So we'll definitely look at those as well. And if there's anything else, please do get in touch. And it's great to see so many farmers using Breedr and benefiting from it as well. I know that it brings me a lot of joy to see and have your positive and criticism as well. It is really good. So thanks for coming along. Enjoy the sun. I hope we get some rain and your grass carries on growing.
Thanks, Jay.
There we are, Gabby. Have a great week, guys. Speak to you next week, Wednesday, 3 o'clock. Join us for the TrueTest webinar.